On this episode of A History of the Navy in 100 Objects, we profile one of the prisoners of war mentioned in the Naval Academy Museum. We head over to Special Collections and Archives in Nimitz Library to see the artifact that tells his story.
Hello, I'm David D'Onofrio, Special Collections Librarian at the U.S. Naval Academy, and we're here today in Special Collections and Archives to take a look at this simple metal bracelet. This bracelet is a POW bracelet from the Vietnam era, in this case worn to commemorate the POW experiences of Admiral Bill Lawrence. On June 28, 1967, while on a bombing raid over North Vietnam, the F-4 Phantom piloted by William P. Lawrence was shot down, and for 6 years, Lawrence languished in captivity, while back home, a young woman wore this simple bracelet in remembrance of him. Admiral Lawrence, born and raised in Tennessee, graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy in 1951, where he was instrumental in establishing the modern honor concept. 1 year later, Lawrence received his wings as a naval aviator after being considered for NASA's Project Mercury and ultimately dismissed due to a heart murmur. Lawrence went on to become a test pilot and ultimately a fighter pilot. On June 15, 1967, Lawrence was promoted to commanding officer of Fighter Squadron 143. Just 13 days later, Lawrence was shot down and taken prisoner. As mentioned previously, for the next 6 years, Lawrence was held as a prisoner of war with the likes of James Stockdale and John McCain, where he was regarded as a leader among the other prisoners. After his release from captivity and the ensuing physical therapy, Admiral Lawrence returned to active duty, ultimately serving as superintendent of the U.S. Naval Academy.
Admiral Lawrence's public service contributions went beyond his naval career. While in solitary confinement as a POW, Admiral Lawrence composed, by memory, the poem, "O Tennessee, My Tennessee," as a tribute to his home state. The poem was adopted by the state legislature as the official state poem in 1973. Admiral Lawrence's daughter, Wendy Lawrence, was in the second class of women to be admitted to the Naval Academy. She followed in her father's footsteps and became a naval aviator and later the first female astronaut from the Naval Academy. Admiral Lawrence's story is just one of many POW stories. We invite you to the Naval Academy Museum to learn more about the individual experiences of these stoic men.